Welcome to Morning Joan, the podcast where we dish out all the latest celebrity gossip and news. I'm your host, Joan, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. Grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into the juiciest stories of the week. First up, we have some royal drama that's got everyone talking. It seemed like Prince Harry and his father, King Charles, have finally had a chance to catch up after 19 long months. The two met for a whopping 53 minutes, and from what we've heard, it was an emotional reunion. Sources close to the royal family claim that Harry shared videos of his adorable kids, Archie and Lilibet, with his dad, and even took time to visit his grandmother Queen Elizabeth II's gravesite. But here's the tea. Despite the heartfelt reunion, it looks like King Charles is still holding firm on the whole Sandringham agreement. You know, the one that basically bars Harry from having a hybrid royal role? Yeah, that one. Apparently, Charles is still keen on keeping things as they are, which might not sit well with Harry and his wife Meghan. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about all the rumors of Harry trying to drive a wedge between his brother William and their dad? Well, according to Harry's reps, that's just rubbish. They claim he's not trying to stir up any drama, but we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. In other news, it looks like Meghan Markle is still rocking her expensive wardrobe, which might be alienating some of her fans. And in more lighthearted news, Bethany Frankel is obsessed with a new under 10 liquid blush that's got everyone talking. We'll be right back with more tea on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan, folks. We've got a juicy story brewing in the world of sports, and I'm not just talking about the latest fashion trends on the court. Michael Porter Jr., the Brooklyn Nets player, has been making waves with his comments about the WNBA, and let me tell you, it's been a wild ride. So, for those who may have missed it, Porter Jr. went viral last year for saying that the WNBA players don't get paid as much as their NBA counterparts because, well, people just don't want to watch women's basketball as much. And if that wasn't enough, he also compared the skills of WNBA stars to those of high school players. Ouch. But here's the thing, despite all the backlash, Porter Jr. is trying to redeem himself by leveraging his relationship with Sophie Cunningham, a WNBA player from his hometown. He's been talking about how much he loves the WNBA and how he's a big fan, even claiming that he has two sisters who used to beat him at basketball when he was a kid. Now, I'm not buying it, folks. It sounds like Porter Jr. is trying to save face after all the negative attention he received for his comments. And let's be real, if he's really such a big fan of the WNBA, why didn't he speak out in support of the league before? Why did it take him getting called out on social media for him to suddenly become an advocate? And don't even get me started on his podcast, Curious Mike. I mean, I'm all for athletes having their own platforms and sharing their thoughts and opinions, but it sounds like Porter Jr. is just trying to spin this whole situation to his advantage. But hey, at the end of the day, it's up to you guys to decide whether or not Porter Jr.'s attempts at redemption are genuine. Are you buying what he's selling, or do you think he's just trying to cover his tracks? Let us know in the comments. And speaking of tracks, stay tuned for today's last cup of tea, right here on Morning Joan. We've got a piping hot story about Taylor Swift making an appearance on The Tonight Show, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Welcome back to Morning Joan, dear listeners. We're wrapping up today's show with some juicy celebrity gossip that's got everyone talking. You know I love a good wedding, and it seems like Selena Gomez and her fiancé Benny Blanco are getting ready to tie the knot. Now, let's dive into the details. Apparently, the guest list is going to be star-studded, with Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift making the cut. And can you guess what role Taylor will be playing at the wedding? That's right, she's offered to be the flower girl. I mean, who wouldn't want T-Swift sprinkling petals down the aisle? But that's not all. Selena's only Murders in the Building co-stars, Steve Martin and Martin Short, might even give speeches or possibly officiate the ceremony. Can you imagine the hilarious jokes they'll crack? It's going to be a night to remember, that's for sure. Now, when it comes to music, Benny is taking charge of the playlist, which is only fitting given his background as a music producer. And as for the cake, Selena has made it clear she doesn't want a big, traditional wedding cake. Instead, she'd rather have biscuits and gravy. Yes, you heard that right. Her Nana's famous recipe, to be exact. But what really warmed my heart was when Selena talked about having a special dance with her papa, who never got to walk her mom down the aisle since they eloped. It's these personal touches that make weddings so special, don't you think? And there you have it, folks. All the latest scoop on Selena and Benny's upcoming nuptials. That's all for today's Morning Joan. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay fabulous.